gotta get to some IG questions. So you could just answer these quick. Do you speak Spanish?
I don't, but it's kind of sad. I should, because I actually was engaged to a Mexican guy at one point, and I lived with his family for a year, and his mom and stepdad didn't speak any English.
Really?
So, like,
How'd that go?
I know words here and there, but I can't fluently speak it. Like,
Yeah,
I probably could figure out if somebody was talking shit about me.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of like voice tones and nonverbal communication.
Yeah. I know a lot of swear words and stuff like that.
Yeah, they say, how do you know you're from LA if you know how to curse in Spanish? Chingo tu madre.
I actually studied German in high school.
Oh, sprechen die Deutsch.
Yeah, but I never really got to use it. But I can still, understand a little bit of it here and there.
Okay, cool. Now keep in mind your IG fans are crazy. So here comes some. All right, we already talked about what made you become a porn star. Somebody wanted to know, are you a creamer or a squirter?
Okay, I can squirt, but it's more of a rare occasion. I'm not one of those people that's going to drink a bunch of stuff and pee all over the place and tell everybody I squirted. Like, I'm not there are people in the industry that do that, and no shame to them. If that's what the director wants and that's how they're doing their business, that's fine. But I mean, for me personally, it's just more of a rare event, and it just doesn't seem to be caught on camera that often. Like, there's certain things that will make me squirt. But I do cream too. So there's a lot of variables there.
Yeah, rarely do you see the BBW squirt. Like, rarely.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about.
One time I was using a toy on Eliza Allure and she squirted, and I was really proud of myself.
Eliza Allure's cute.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Usually for me, it's more likely to happen if I'm having multiple orgasms. And so it's something that's more likely to happen in my personal life.
I see. Okay, makes sense. Now, I'll answer this for them. Booty size is 57 inches, right?
Actually, that's old measurements. I'm probably at least 60.
Okay.
I don't even know. I haven't measured myself recently. It could be bigger than that now.
Well, excuse me for mansplaining it. I'm sorry, but I was about to say 57 or 60. That's bigger than most people's TVs.
Right. When I first got into the business, it was probably around that, but I've put on some weight since then. So
no worries. Somebody wanted to know, would you do a scene with Shane Diesel?
I would, but he is kind of selective about who he shoots with. And not all performers will do content shoots with BBWs. Some of them, like, usually what happens, let's say I'm shooting for my website. If somebody's an established talent and they shoot with BBWs, we'll just get together and we'll shoot and we'll each use the content on our sites. But certain talents don't do those kind of content shoots, and they're more likely to say, okay, I'll do this, but you have to hire me and the price can be high. And I'm just not at a point where I really want to pay male talent to work with me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, hey, if you're good on your own, like, I mean, I don't even understand like why you would pay male talent in the first place. It's like,
I mean, there are people that are worth it, and I'm not saying I wouldn't ever hire him, but I just haven't gotten to that point yet where I wanted to do that. I'm not saying I wouldn't. And maybe at some point I'll consider it, but I just haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay. Yeah, so, I know Shane's shot with.
Hey, I want you to shoot with Shane Diesel. I'd be tickled pink.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I know Shane's done many scenes on Plumper Pass. Like, that's where I first saw him. So, who's your favorite scene with? Is another IG question.
It's so hard to say this because there's so many people that I enjoy working with. And it's just really hard to kind of pinpoint to a favorite scene. It really is. Like there's a few that kind of stand out in my mind. One of them is a scene that I did with Alexa Gray and with a male talent who I believe is since retired, but where, they're dominating me, and that was a lot of fun. And then I like the ice cream scene that I did for PALMCAST, where I was out in the park, and the whole exhibitionist side of me loved that scene. We got kind of chased out of here. The cops were gonna come and everything.
Yeah, I've always wondered, like, when they're doing the public scenes for PALMCAST, are you really like in public? Like, how do they control that?
Yeah, I mean, usually there are places where there's nobody around, or there's somebody looking out, or that kind of thing.
Okay.
Or sometimes,
like they got it under control.
Where they have special permission to be and that kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah, there's just so many people I like working with. I mean, another one, which this is one that a lot of fans love, is the threesome I did with Lila Everett in Puerto Rock. That one is one that a lot of people really love. That was a great one too.
Nice. Yeah, Lila Everett's bad. She's definitely an acquired taste, but man, is she cool in person?
Yeah, she really is. She's really sweet and humble.
Okay.
Like sometimes you meet people and they have no idea what a big deal they are, and she's one of those people.
Very cool. Okay, should get her on here next. Another IG question. What celebrity or athlete would you love to do a scene with?
That's so hard because I have crushes on so many different people. It's just really, really hard to say. I'm going to say a girl crush that is a very famous person that would never in a million years do porn, but who I think is one of the hottest people on the face of the planet, and that's Salma Hayek.
Oh yeah, she is so fun. She's very pretty.
Right. Right. I've always had a thing for her.
Off top, for sure. So another IG question. Do you still look forward to winning an AVN award?
It would be lovely. I don't really expect that to ever happen, but it would be a wonderful thing if it did. I'm just always very, very honored to be nominated.
Yeah, that is quite the honor.
To me, that in and of itself is enough. I mean, because there I was, basically almost 43 years old, thinking one day I'm going to make porn. I'm going to get into the business. And then a year and a half later, I'm on the red carpet and I was nominated for an AVN Fan Award. I mean, to me, it was like a dream come true. It was like somebody deciding they're going to be an actor, and then a year and a half later, they're nominated for an Oscar. To me, that's what it was like. So to me, in and of itself was quite an accomplishment.
That gives me a lot of motivation for what I do, because, today is actually my 6-year anniversary of running Palm. Like when I started the music blog 6 years ago, like made the logo, made the brand and all that. So it just says, hey, anything you get into, if you're really dedicated to it, like, hey, time will tell, you can make it happen.
Right. And one of the reasons that I'm saying my age, because there are people in the industry that lie about their age, and I've been told to do that before, and is because I want people to understand that you should never say, I'm too old to do this, or, hold yourself back from wanting to try something new because of your age. I think that a lot of times we just kind of put we impose those barriers on ourselves and think, oh, I can't do that, I'm too old, and I don't want people to feel that way. I mean, when I was a kid, when I was younger, oh my God, I thought anybody over 30 was ancient, and as you get older, your perception changes. And the thing is, women, a lot of times, we used to kind of be taught that we're not sexy anymore once we hit a certain age. Like, your sex appeal is gone once you hit 35 or 40, forget it. And I keep seeing women, kind of resist that. And there are women in this industry who are in their 50s and 60s who are out there still killing it. And I think that's amazing. And you see that more too with mainstream acting. You see women like J-Lo in her 50s killing it too. So it's very it's, to me, it's a kind of a feminist ideal in a way, to kind of keep moving and not let people tell you can't do something because of your age.
That is definitely a beautiful thing. And like, I really want to take your advice. Like, don't ever let like age get in the way. Don't let age defy you or stop you from doing anything. You know, I
Right.
remember when I turned 25, I just thought like this whole new world opened, that like women in their 30s were all of a sudden interested in me. And this was, you know, on the menu as far as dating. I was just like, whoa, oh my God, you know?
Something else I didn't realize when I was young is I had no idea how many young men love older women. I had no clue.
Guilty
You
as
know,
charged.
it's really opened my eyes up. I mean, I hear from young men all the time, and it just, I just never would have imagined that, because when I was younger, I wasn't interested in older men. So I guess I just didn't think the same way. It didn't. I always liked guys around my own age, at
Yeah,
that time. Now
I think it's
that's changed now,
because,
where I do like younger. I like around my age and younger mostly.
yeah, I remember you did say that, around your age and
Yeah.
younger. I think it's because for
But
men, you want somebody who's like experienced and then like has her shit together, has her head on straight, has been through a few life experiences, you know, and
right.
has
But I will
maturity.
say that I have gained some new appreciation for older men too, because I have worked with some older men. So, and there is always the experience aspect of things too. So basically, the bottom line is we all can be sexual beings. We all can be attractive. We don't have to stop that or put that on the back burner, because we're middle aged.
I'm retarded. They said favorite type of guy.
That's just a hard question to answer, because
Yeah,
I
very
like
generic.
so many different, and I I go through phases where I can be into different things, or I have this weird thing, and I don't know if there's a term for it. It's almost a sexual orientation in and of its own. I tend to be attracted to people who remind me of other people.
Hmm.
I've caught myself doing this. I will look at somebody and I'll think they're attractive, and I'll realize it's because they remind me of some movie star I like, or they remind me of some childhood friend I have. Like they have similar features. Like it's weird. I catch myself doing this. I'll look out. There's a familiarity to some people's faces that makes me attracted to them because they remind me of other people.
Yeah, I feel
So
that it's some type of like familiarity complex. I feel like sometimes I have that same thing too. Like somebody's
right,
laugh will remind you of somebody else.
right. You just look in their eyes and it's like, I know this person, or they're just familiar. There's a comfort level there.
Yeah, and people always look at you funny, like, yeah, you remind me of like so and so. They used to sit next to me in fourth grade.
It's weird.
Interesting. Okay. And last but not least, I feel like I don't know if this was a troll question, but I kind of feel like I know the answer to this one. IG question. Do you do fan shoots?
uh there's okay. I don't really shoot with unestablished talent per se. Um, but if fans have any questions about how they might be able to meet me or anything, when I'm on the road, that kind of thing, they can email me.
There you go. Okay, cool, cool. Well, Aston, this was so fun having you on PALMCAST. Um, one more thing that was actually a question of mine was when you go out in public, how is it? Like, do you catch a lot of looks? Do you?
It depends on what I'm wearing and how I carry myself. I mean, there are times when I can go either extreme. If I'm dressed kind of frumpy and I don't have makeup on and I'm in a hurry and I'm just minding my own business, a lot of times I can just kind of go under the radar and nobody notices me. But then there are other times where I mean, I actually had a situation where I had to have a customer in Walmart walk me to my car because a guy wouldn't leave me alone. And this was not a fan. This is just a guy hitting on me who had no idea who I was. And I didn't even have makeup on. It was 7:30 in the morning. I was wearing jeans, a t-shirt, a jacket, sneakers. And this dude just wouldn't leave me alone. And, I've been chased kind of down the street in London twice.
Yikes.
By guys, and they were not fans. These are just
Get
guys
away from me, bloke.
Right. I mean, the one time I was damn near ready to get a knife out. Like, it was nighttime. I was getting scared. It was very strange. But then I was catcalled in Italy, and it was actually kind of cool because it sounds more, I don't know, exotic.
That sounds like a flex.
It was, but they were being kind of respectful with what they were saying. I could understand what they were saying, So yeah, sometimes I can get a lot of attention, but then there's other times where nobody's paying attention to me. Like, it can go either way.
For sure. I feel it. Asstyn, anything else you want the people to know about you?
One thing and this is a silly thing to talk about probably because we're not really it's not really a time where this is an urgent thing, but I always like to tell people to stay registered to vote.
Right. Yeah, you did say that in that one interview.
Right,
yep.
Right. That's something I think is really important. And I want people to, because I used to talk to a lot of people who were just like, oh, I don't vote for anybody. And, both the parties are just as bad and everything. And I just think it's so important to vote. And, even if the choices aren't your favorite, I think it's important to stay registered and to voice your opinion and to be a part of the process as much as you can in this country. And that's how we're going to make changes.
Right. I agree
with that.
Yeah, I agree with you to the fullest, and it hurt my heart too when people said, well, I don't care and both candidates suck, but hey,
Right.
Better days ahead. But to be part of the process is like one of the few ways of having a say we have,
Right. And another thing is that I was once a union steward. And so I like to encourage people, if they ever have an opportunity to unionize, that it's important that people understand that they have rights, and to not allow employers to bully them. I'm very much about workers' rights. So that's something that's very important to me.
There you go. Yeah. Shout out to workers' rights. Anyway, Asstyn, last question I'm asking in every interview this year. Do you have any questions for me?
How did you get into this?
I've studied broadcast journalism in college, so I've been doing interviews with like music artists for a minute now. For, like I said, today's my 6-year anniversary. So back then thank you. Yeah, back then I was interviewing, like when I was writing for the arts and entertainment section of the paper, I was interviewing like people on campus who like did music or like did art, like painting and sculpting. So I just thought like, one thing led to another, and it started as a music magazine and then still is, and then started doing podcasts. You're in that lucky handful of non-musical guests I've had, but you, Tootsie, and a few others. Yeah, pretty much all my non-musical guests have been women, actually. Looking back at it, but I think this show was a great way to kick off Women's Month.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much. I've had a great time.
Yeah,
I was
thank you.
nervous because I've never done a video interview exactly like this before. So.
Hey, and you did such a stellar job.
Oh, thank you.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a lot to edit, but hey, it was worth it for sure. I was excited for this one.
Good to hear.
Asstyn, let them know where they can follow you on social media and check out all your content.
Okay, so my Instagram is at bandbooty. So BANNEDBOOTY. My Twitter is at Asstyn Martyn, which is my stage name, ASSTYNMARTYN. My Snapchat is, this is really crazy, Funky Moonchild.
How'd you come up with that?
Moonchild is another word for being born being a Cancer.
Really?
Yeah. And it's an old name that I've had for different things for a long time.
There's a band called Moonchild. I was kind of wondering, maybe the lead singer's a Cancer.
Probably, yeah. And like my website is asstynmartyn.com. My OnlyFans is OnlyFans /Asstyn Martyn. So there's, I'm all over the place.
There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. My name is Dylan, but most of y'all just know me as Palm. You can check us out at prettyawesomelitmusic.com, youtube.com/PalmOfficial. Dylan is Palm on Twitter, and hit me up on Instagram. Asstyn, thank you so much for joining me. You have a good night.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. You too.
All right. Peace, love, Palm.